Ladies and gentlemen, we present The Navy Lark by Laurie Wyman, and starring Stephen Murray, John Pertwee, and Leslie Phillips. The old adage that the path of true love never runs smooth was never more accurate than when related to the amorous activities of the crew of HMS Troutbridge. Not only does the path not run smooth, it's practically crazy paving. Even Lieutenant Murray is discovering that taking Wren Chasen out to the theatre once a week has its hazards, particularly if you allow Chief Petty Officer Pertwee to book the seats. However, all seems to have gone well this evening, as the rest of the members of the wardroom are being left to their own devices and are waiting to hear number one's report on his evening out when he returns. In the meantime, the wardroom has become a den of gambling iniquity.
2-2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, bother, I'm on a snake. Back to square 12.
Oh, hard cheese, old chap.
Your turn, Padre.
Oh, how gay! A 6. With the deepest and heartfelt apologies, Mr. Phillips, I do seem to have won the game. Plonk, 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 out.
I don't want to be a bad loser, Padre, but I make it plonk, plonk, plonk. Down the snake and see you on square 27.
No, with respect, Mr. Phillips, I would remind you that I was at the top of the ladder. So it's from here to there and plonk, 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 out.
Just as you say, Padre. Congratulations. Perhaps Mr. Queeg will care for a game.
Ah, well, that's more than kind. More than kind. I'd have loved to play, but the lad in the engine room who understands the rules, or whatever they are, isn't around just at the moment.
Oh, not again.
Oh, yes. All the time, as a matter of fact. As I understand it, he had a night out with the lads last night. They went to the fair in Gosport, and the candy floss seems to have proved a sight too powerful for the lad. One can only assume that the batch that he ate had a left-hand thread on it.
Ooh, nasty.
Yeah. Oh, it's been that all right. He's been getting so thin. You wouldn't credit it. You would not credit it.
Well, chaps, it would seem that Lieutenant Murray, stout fellow, one of the best and a grand shipmate, is having a little more success with his evening's courting than he has of late.
Yes, at least he hasn't come storming back in here and shouting the odds about, he's done it again. Where's Pertwee? I break his blah. I beg your pardon.
Not at all. It happens all the time, actually. However, I do know what you mean about Lieutenant Murray's misunderstandings with the chief. His evenings out with Wren Chasen do seem to go wrong with monotonous regularity, don't they?
Well, number one ought to have known better, you know. He really ought to have known better than to ask Pertwee to get the theatre tickets each time anyway. I mean, suddenly, the 25-bob stalls you gave him the money for become 2 tickets for the back of the gallery and a marked complimentary.
Oh.
Where is he? Get Pertwee up here. I'll break his blood. I beg your pardon.
Not at all, number one. I trust you and your good lady friend had a splendid evening out.
No, Padre, we didn't.
What went wrong, sir?
Just a few minor disappointments, like finding that the delightful little Spanish restaurant recommended by Pertwee turned out to be a pull-up for carmen.
Well, of course, Carmen is a Spanish...
Yeah, I know how it went wrong. However, it is a little difficult to maintain the romantic atmosphere of an intimate dinner for 2 when you're sharing a table for 4 with 2 enormous Irish navvies and noshing bangers and mash.
Oh, nasty.
But how was the rest of your evening, sir?
Oh, delightful. Mm-hmm. You'll recall that the last time I asked Pertwee to get me tickets, it was for a performance of Florodora, which turned out to be a strip show performed by the Four Adorables.
Oh, yes. I went to that. Seemed like a jolly good show, but I couldn't follow the plot.
Neither could Wren Chasen. It took me until yesterday to live it down.
Oh, well, you must have been all right tonight. Even Chief Petty Officer Pertwee, stout fellow underneath it all, no doubt, couldn't go far wrong with tickets for Mr. Terence Rattigan's separate table.
Couldn't he?
Yes, he could.
Terence Rattigan's separate tables turned out to be an abandoned performance by a well-developed lady called Betty Flanagan in sexy tableaux.
Oh, how terribly unfortunate. I must confess that it appears unto me that you are not having the greatest of good fortune in your noble efforts to provide your delightful wren friend with an evening's entertainment and snog.
Beg your pardon?
Oh, perhaps you'd have had more luck with Betty Flanagan, sir.
Mr. Phillips,
Yes, Padre?
go to your room.
Why, is she there? Did he bring her back? No, I only meant...
I know exactly what you meant, and I would like to point out that it's highly infra-dig to extract the Michael from a fellow officer in distress, especially when he's about to blow his top. Blow his top.
If you'll forgive me butting in on the recitative there, Padre, I think you're misreading the signs. Judging from my previous experience with the lad, I'll say he's not about to blow his top, he's about to bust his boiler.
Or blow a fuse.
I am not going to blow a fuse, or my top, or bust a boiler. I'm perfectly cool and calm and collected. My entire evening has been utterly ruined. Wren Chasen is not speaking to me. My brother officers are treating the whole thing as a joke, but I shall rise above it.
You'll bust your boiler?
I shall not bust my boiler. I'm going to pretend the whole thing never happened. I shall walk out of this wardroom completely under control, go to my cabin, change into my number 2s, brush my hair and adjust my cap, stroll quietly along to the CPO's mess, find Pertwee and break his beg upon Padre neck.
Cool. His feet never touch the ground.
Offhand, I'd say Pertwee's only hope is that the suet roll will get at number 1 before number 1 can get at Pertwee.
Yes, but we can't rely on that. No, we better warn the chief before it's too late.
CPO's base, Pertwee here.
The wardroom here, Chief. Number 1's back on board.
Oh, yes, sir.
Need I say more, Chief?
No, sir, you needn't. If you want me, I'll be a number 2 old.
He'll still find you.
Yeah, that's what's worrying me. Good morning.
Who's in?
Able Seaman Johnson.
The password?
Scrounger.
Enter, friend. Right, then, what's happening? Is number 1 calmed down yet?
Well, I wouldn't like to say, Chief. After a night's sleep, he ain't bright red no more.
Good.
He's whiter than white. Most of it's rage.
Wait till I get my hands on Nunkey. This is all his fault.
What, your Uncle Ebenezer, Pertwee? What's it got to do with him, then?
Where do you think I've been getting these flaming tickets for number 1's evening disastricals from, you clown? Ebenezer Pertwee's ticket agency and travel bureau. Look, what am I going to do, Fat, so I can't stay down here in this flaming hole forever?
Yeah, natty little problem, innit? I suppose you could be completely honest and go straight to number 1 and lie about the whole thing. Well, it's always worked before.
Not this time, Johnson, no, not this time. Number 1 will stand for a bit of nonsense about a nautical article. Number 1 will stand for a bit of nonsense about a nittical
A naval clanger.
Thanks very much. But this time he'll regard it as a personal affrontical. Oh! Who's that? What is it? Who's that? Who knocked?
Cheer up, with any luck, it's only the police.
Oh, Charles.
Hello, Johnsy boy. Open up, it's only me.
Nunkey, that's all I needed.
Your Uncle Ebenezer, what's he doing aboard?
I've got a fair idea. Open up and let the old fool in. Then keep guard outside.
Watch it, Johnsy. Gone to ground as usual, I see.
It's all your fault.
Mine?
Yeah, those flaming tickets for the theatre.
I'm glad you mentioned him, because that's what I'm here for. Where's the lolly for him?
Hard luck. It's still in Mr. Murray's pocket.
Hey?
The tickets were for him and he won't pay. You sent the wrong perishing tickets.
What are you talking about? Betty Flanagan's the best show in town.
Possibly. But what she was showing didn't go down too well with Ren Chasen. Number one took her with him.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course, that might have turned a bit dodgy on him. I took Auntie on Monday night.
Oh? What did she say?
Nothing. She just put sixpence in the slot for the opera glasses,
Yeah?
got them out and belted me with them. I had double vision for hours.
Yeah, serves you joyful. Mind you, from all accounts, seeing two Betty Flanagans must be quite something.
Yeah, it was. Leastways for a bit. Then Auntie belted me again and I was out of focus altogether.
Oh, bully for Auntie. Now listen, you old fool. I've just had a brainwave, which is nothing short of unqualified genius, inspired inventiveness, and clear-sighted perspicacity. Not only that, it might work. I just want you to take a little trip in that tug of yours. Put to sea, steam out about 5 miles, and then pretend you're a ship in distress.
If I steam out 5 miles in the Hortense, I will be.
Yeah, frankly, I was relying on that. Now look, for the next 48 hours, Troutbridge is duty ship, you see. So once he's sent your distress signal, we'll be sent to rescue you from a watery doom.
In that case, I'd sooner wait for low tide and walk back.
Look, don't be a nut-nutty. Don't be a nut-nunky. What we want is for Lieutenant Murray to come back here, having effected the gallant rescue of an ancient mariner from a deadly disaster.
I don't like it.
Yes, you do, because number one will come back a shining hero, straight into the outstretched arms of Ren Chasen, who will clutch him to her... Well, she'll cop hold of him anyway. All will be forgiven, and in the unbridled passion of the moment, Pertwee will emerge from his hardy hole, touch it with the money, and everybody's in the clear.
Whatever tatty television programmes you get that one from.
Put to sea as soon as you can.
Yeah.
When you send a signal, don't forget it'll go to Captain Povey's office, and Ren Chasen will see it, so make it convincing for Drake's sake.
Hello, Heather.
Hello, Leslie. And if you're a deputation from Mr. Murray, goodbye, Leslie.
Right, goodbye. No, wait, no. You don't understand. There was a mistake about the tickets.
You mean Mr. Murray wanted to be in the first row instead of the third to get a better view?
Yeah, exactly. No.
If there's nothing else, Mr. Phillips.
I mean, from what I've heard, this Betty Flanagan has certainly got something.
She has, and we saw all of it.
Cool. I believe the best scene is Venus rising from the waves.
Possibly, but that was when I left.
Oh, why?
The tide had obviously gone out much too far.
Really?
Now, if you don't mind, I've got work to do.
But you can't have. I mean, you haven't apologized to Mr. Murray yet.
I beg your pardon.
I mean, you haven't accepted his apology. We'd all be jolly grateful if you would, because he's like a head with a sore bear. I mean a boar with a bed head. No. I mean a shed with a boar's head. No, that is... He's madding hop. Oh, blood. Well, you know what I mean.
After 8 years, yes. What you're trying to say is he's like a board with a headset. Bother.
Good morning, Ren Chasen. You have a nice evening with Lieutenant Murray?
No, I did not.
Good grief, what's the matter with you?
There is nothing the matter with me. I'm perfectly all right. Thank you, Captain Povey. Sir.
Now, take no notice, sir. She's like a bed full of shortbread.
Oh, what?
No, a head with a bed snore.
He means I'm madding hop.
So I see. I gather your evening didn't quite come off.
Practically everything else did, but... but not my evening.
No, the tide was out.
I think I'll go out, inspect the dockyard, and come back later.
Hello, Captain Povey's office.
Hello. This is intelligence speaking.
Really? Life is full of surprises.
That's what everybody says. And yours is on the way. Commander Bracewell wants a word with Captain Povey.
One moment, please.
Hello, Captain Povey here.
Bracewell here, old man.
Oh, not again.
We've had a distress signal from some boat or another to say she's stuck on a sandbank.
What?
I gather she's carrying a cargo of 10 tons of unstable explosives, 500 gallons of high-octane fuel. The captain thinks he's suffering from some highly contagious tropical fever, and there's an uncontrolled fire in the forehold. Sort it out, will you?
Me? Why can't you sort it out?
Not likely. My ears would never stand the bag. You'd better send out the duty ship. Which one is she today?
Troutbridge.
Oh, you just don't have any luck at all, do you, what? Our office at Portsmouth will give you all the details. Toodly-bye.
Hello.
Who was that, sir? And from the look on your face, I don't think I want to know.
Oh, but you do. With any luck, HMS Troutbridge, with full complement, will either be blasted into orbit, never to be heard of again, or the entire ship's company will return suffering from some ghastly tropical ailment, which will enable me to put the lot of you in quarantine for the rest of your service.
He's warped.
Now, come along, Mr. Phillips. Off you go and put to sea at once. Your orders will be there by the time you get back.
He's just not nice to know.
Any sign of the distressed ship yet, Mr. Phillips?
Yes, sir. We're here.
I meant the one we're looking for, actually.
Oh, that, yes. Well, she's dead ahead now, sir, on that sandbank.
Here, Mr. Phillips, sir.
It looks like a tatty old tug, actually.
Mr. Phillips, sir, if she's on a sandbank and we're going full ahead both,
I'm sure I've seen her before.
it stands to reason that in about 3 seconds flat we'll also be...
Pardon?
Everybody down!
Afternoon, all. You got here, then?
Yes, of course. Uncle Ebenezer Pertwee. We should have known.
You're going to have a right old time getting off this sandbank, aren't you? I mean, I've only dropped anchor, but you're well in.
I thought you were supposed to be aground as well.
Well, if I'd belted at it like a bull in a china shop the way you lot did, I would have been.
It was a simple mistake, sir. It could have happened to anyone. Obviously, our brakes want relining.
So does our navigation officer's head. Mr. Pertwee, what's all the fuss about you having 10 tons of unstable explosive aboard?
Did I say tons? Oh, I must have got a bit carried away, like. Actually, it's a distress rocket that didn't go off. I lit the blue touch paper and retired immediately, but it didn't.
What about the high-octane fuel you're supposed to be carrying?
That's right. 4 bottles of Auntie's homemade dandelion wine.
Of course, told me.
What about the fire in the forehold? I suppose that doesn't exist either.
Not yet, but it might at any moment. I dropped me fag end down the chain lock and I can't find it anywhere.
So you're not a distressed ancient mariner after all.
Yes, I am. I'm skint. Your lot owes me 45 bob for theatre tickets.
Chief Petty Officer Pertwee.
Yeah, all right, leave it with me, sir. Nunky, you stagnant old goat. You and your big cake hole have overcooked the old thing.
Not from where I'm standing. What's it worth to tow you off, or shall I claim salvage?
You twisting old snake in the grass. You'd scrape the jam off a kid's bread and butter.
Only if it was strawberry. And that'll be £5 extra for insulting your ancestor.
Insult you? The words to insult you haven't been invented yet. And if they had, I'd have used them long ago.
10 quid.
Pertwee, be quiet. Mr. Phillips, throw Nunky a towing hawser whilst we can still afford one long enough.
Aye, aye, sir.
Come in.
Captain Povey, I think you'll agree that I'm not normally given to outbursts of emotion.
Well, no, Wren Chaser, if there's
Have you no shame? How dare you sit there behind your great, big, comfortable desk when those valiant men in Troutbridge are out there somewhere in the wild blue yonder, risking life and limb because you ordered them out to a watery doom or a quick bang into outer space.
Wren Chasen,
At the very least, they'll come back after catching something horrid which medical science doesn't even know about, not quite content to sit there smugly while that gallant band of men ride into the valley of death, stormed up by shot and shell.
Wren Chasen, you're talking about the crew of HMS Troutbridge, not the 600.
Who cares? They may well have a poem written about them one day.
Possibly, and I know exactly which wall it'll be written on.
Excuse me, sir.
Stephen, you're safe. Oh, come here, darling, come here, quick. Where does it hurt?
In my chest, actually. Your tie-pin sticking in my ribs.
Stand fast, a lot of you. I demand a full explanation.
I don't want to hear another word. I shall retire to my office and have a bit of a think. I may even write to my MP. I'll see you later, Stephen, dear.
Rather.
Now, just a minute, Wren Chasen.
Murderer!
You could give me half an hour or so, sir. I'm sure that I could work out an explanation.
I don't want to hear it.
Eh?
I don't care what happened or what you did. All I ask is that by tomorrow morning my secretary, Wren Chasen, has recovered her composure and has stopped regarding me as the two-headed monster from outer space.
But you are the two-headed monster.
Mr. Phillips!
I'm sorry, monster. Sorry, sir.
I don't care how you do it, but in order to maintain the smooth running of my office, I want Wren Chasen to report here tomorrow morning with a beaming smile. Do I make myself clear?
Oh, abundantly, please.
And if she doesn't, I shall start a full inquiry as to what really did happen on that sandbank and why the tug had to tow you back instead of you towing her.
Double one. Right, 1, 2... Oh, bother, another snake. Bzzz, back to square 5.
Let's face it, Phillips, old chap, and stout fellow to boot. You're just not a gambling man.
I won 2 matchsticks off you last time, Padre.
Possibly, but I won the box, so you couldn't strike them.
Oh, yes, well, if you've no further use for them, Mr. Phillips, perhaps you could let me have the matches for the lad down below.
The lad? What does he want them for?
Well, I was surprised myself. Whenever he's popped back from wherever it is, he still has to keep going. I mean, that's all he ever asked for.
What, a couple of matches?
Well, his exact words were, "Call, strike a light."
Oh, well, it would seem that Lieutenant Murray is at last having a little more success with his evening's courting.
Yes. Not that I expected it to go wrong this time, because I organised everything myself.
Oh, dear.
Likewise.
No, it's perfectly all right. It was a bit of luck, actually. You see, I was taking a girl out myself, and at the last minute she couldn't come, so I was stuck with these theatre tickets for tonight, you see.
Where exactly did you get these tickets from, sir?
Well, I had to book up days ago. Pertwee got them for me through his uncle. I don't think I feel very well.
By the time this is over, I doubt if any of us will feel better than the lad does at the moment.
What a delightful example of the thespian art were these tickets purchased for, Mr. Phillips?
Well, that's why I had to book up in advance, you see. They were for the touring version of the show Funny Girl.
Where is he? I'll break his blood.
Don't bother. I am getting used to it. Used to it.
It was all a mistake, sir. No, I forgot the tickets came from Pertwee.
Oh, I guessed that. Only Pertwee could have fixed me up as well as this. Where is he?
Probably hiding in number 2 hold. As usual, sir.
Right. Mr. Queeg, stand by.
What went wrong, old chap? I understand this, Funny Girl was highly suitable family entertainment.
It probably is. I've just taken Heather to the touring version of a very unsuitable for the family show called The Bunny Girlies.
Oh, Clang.
Oh, Clang is right. Quartermaster, put me through to number 2 hold.
Hello? If you want CPO Pertwee, he's not here.
He won't be much longer. I just wanted to make sure you were there, Chief.
But I'm not, sir. It's a bad line. Listen. Click, 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 click. Buzz. All gone.
Mr. Queeg!
Huh?
Flat number 2 hold.
Hey, here, that's this one.
There's a rat in there I want to get rid of.
Hey, no, wait. Wait a minute, you can't do it, sir. Look, I'll refund the money. Well, half of it. Here. What's happening? I'm getting damp. Turn the tap off, I'm coming out. Oh, here, Mr. It's all in wrestling next week. She'll love that.
Yeah, and if she doesn't, I'll give you Betty Flanagan's phone number.
Stephen Murray, John Pertwee and Leslie Phillips have been buying tickets for the Navy Lark, written by Laurie Wyman. Stephen Murray was the number one, John Pertwee was the chief petty officer, Leslie Phillips was the sub-lieutenant. Captain Povey was played by Richard Caldecott, Heather was Heather Chasen, the Padre was Michael Bates, Lieutenant Queeg was Ronnie Barker, and Uncle Ebenezer was played by Teddy Evans. The show was produced by Alistair Scott Johnston.